Editing Ashley here. So I also wanted to put out a disclaimer that if you're not into the heavy right now and you can't take that, I highly recommend not watching this video because we're talking about the heavy today. You can watch the video tomorrow, much lighter. And also, hateful comments will be deleted per usual. So, don't waste your time. Mwah! Enjoy the video. Hi guys. So today is going to be a little bit of a different video. There has been a lot going on in the world, and honestly, it would just be reckless of me to just graze over it and act like it's not happening when obviously it is, and it affects me personally. And I have been very vocal on my Instagram about my thoughts and exactly where I stand and what I think and what exactly is going through my mind basically each day since this since all these things have been happening. I mean, since the protests have been going on, I mean, I've always been thinking about it. It's, as a Black person, it's very hard not to think about it and live in the real world. So I'm doing this video just to help in a way, both Black, brown, whoever you are. I feel this video can be helpful to you. But first and foremost, I want to start off this video by saying that I am not trying to offend anyone. Like I said, I want to help and put out my opinion and tell you exactly what I'm thinking as a 22-year-old Black woman in the world. So, yeah. My thoughts about Black Lives Matter. I've been having so many thoughts, so many emotions. It's been an emotional roller coaster. To touch on all of the things that need to be said and helped and put into action is not going to be realistic in this video. It will take over an hour, let's say that, to go through all of the problems and systems, oppressive systems in America and in the world. So we're not going to go through all of them. We're going to go through the ones basically off of the top of my head, the ones that are standing out. I know this is not all of them, but I just wanted to lightly touch on them. So, the Black Lives Matter movement. I don't even know what to say. I feel sad. I feel like I've been slapped in the face, not only by the systems or whatever, but people saying that racism doesn't exist and things of that nature, and defending racists. People who are not even white are defending racist people. The president not saying anything of value to the people. So many things. But the feeling that stands out to me most is anger. I'm angry. I've been angry for a long time. I don't even get why all of this is still happening in 2020. It is so far beyond me. And then for people to act like it's not happening, like this isn't happening every day, it's hurtful. I don't have the luxury of looking over this, acting like it's not happening, turning a blind eye, being too scared to speak up. I don't know, I just don't get it. I don't get it. There's so much harm being done right now. Me and my mom were talking about Breonna Taylor the other day, and we literally could not wrap our head around how she died. She was in her house, asleep. The police broke in. Her boyfriend got up shooting, I don't know how, because she didn't even have time to wake up enough to get out of the bed. She didn't have enough time to roll under the bed when she came to the realization that there were shots being fired in her house. They took her boyfriend to jail for shooting back at the police when they rushed in her house, shooting up the place. Me and my mom were talking about it, and we could not wrap our head around it. No matter how many times we said it, it didn't make sense. It's not gonna make sense, because it doesn't make sense. All I could think was, what if it was me? Could have just as easily been me. They shoot first, ask questions later. Oh, oops, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you can't get that life back. I've also been feeling exhausted. I feel like the exhaustion from having to think about it, look at it, talk about it, see it, has been the most crippling part. It's emotionally tiring, and it seems as if no matter how much sleep I get, I wake up tired. This morning I woke up yawning. I'm not tired. Shouldn't be, just woke up. But I am. Immensely tired. I can't even tell you. I also mentioned I was sad. I'm sad for the people that get hurt. I'm sad that we have to live in this world, and not only we have to deal with it, but the children have to deal with it too. From the time that Black little boys and girls are born, they have already experienced racism when they were in the womb. Black women don't get the same care as everyone else. They are more likely to die in childbirth than any other race. And it's not because we're unhealthy. We're just as unhealthy as any other race. Healthy or unhealthy. It's the care we get. It's the, oh, she's strong, she's a Black woman, she can take it. I don't like having to fight for my femininity. I don't like having to fight to be existing in this world, because that's what I have to do. Believe it or not, whether I want to or not. And you may be thinking, what does she mean by fight for her femininity? I'm not talking about rights, but that too. I'm talking about I'm just as fragile as any other human being. No matter how strong I am, if I say I'm in pain, I am in pain. Not only do I feel bad for the children, ourselves, oddly enough, I feel bad for my oppressors. The ones who uphold white supremacy. I can't wrap my head around the hatred that you have for Black people and minorities and people who are just not like you. It's sad. You're so insecure that someone may come up, someone may have an opportunity, someone may succeed. Can you imagine? You probably could. It's odd that they hate us, but I don't hate them. I feel sad for them. Empathy is the mark of being human. Black people, I'm talking to you. Take care of yourself. As soon as you go out into the world, you're going to be reminded that you are Black. But while you are in your house, take care of yourself. Watch your favorite sitcom, your favorite comedy show. You know we laugh through bad times. Maybe read a book. Some activism books have been really helpful. I took a African American liberal studies class, and it's been really helping to know the actual technical terms for what you're experiencing. For example, the spiral of silence. You should look up what that is. I've done so many readings. It's helped me immensely through this and through understanding where people are coming from. I'm not here to call anyone out in the plant community for being any of these things, such as racist, such as a racist sympathizer. Though there are, so you do have to keep your eye out. It's not what I'm here for. I'm just gonna leave it there. Also, one more word before I get on to reading suggestions and possible sources that you can pull from to be an anti-racist. I want to talk about change. How can long-lasting, sustainable change come about from this? Legislation. We can create laws that don't have underlining meanings, such as the amendment where we have to vote every 10 years for Black people to be able to vote. That's still a thing, somehow. Rewriting the Constitution. Constitution has to be rewritten. It was written on a basis of anti-diverse world. It was written to suppress and oppress people and minorities of color. I'm not just talking about Black either. America has discriminated against every other race other than white. Every other one. You can name a significant thing that happened where people just said racial slurs and it became socially acceptable. to call someone out after 9/11 for having a hijab on and being Muslim. All of a sudden they're a terrorist. When America came up with the Japanese camps, not everybody in those camps were Japanese. Not that they deserve to be in there. Anybody deserved to be in there. Maybe the ones that put them there, but let's not talk about that. There were Chinese people in there, Korean, Singapore, didn't matter. You looked Asian. Even right now, they're calling Hispanic people aliens for being in this country. Putting them in cages. ICE, I'm talking to you. It's so crazy to me how they could think that keeping a human being in a cage is acceptable at any point in time. Children in cages. I can't imagine. Oh, wait. I can. The despicable things of American history. Last but not least, things to come about change. Dismantling systems set in place to suppress, such as the police force. And no, I'm not saying take away, who will you call when you need to call 911 when somebody robs you? And side note, most crimes stem from when basic human needs are not being met. Someone can't eat. Someone can't feed their child. They can't put shoes on their feet. They can't put clothes on their back. They have nowhere to live, so they have to steal for money. Basic human needs. I highly advise you to check yourself at all times. Check your privilege. Onto resources that could possibly help. 2 of the books I have here, and then 2 I own but are at my apartment, my college apartment. So these are the 2 I have here. Is Waking Up White by Debbie Irving. Waking Up White. And Finding Myself in the Story of Race. And then The New Jim Crow by Michael Alexander. Here it is. You should read this book. It's a really good one. I had to write a 10-page paper on this. This speaks to the prison system and how it is a second slavery, because it is. 2 other books that you can read is Black Skin, White Mask by Franz Fanon. I've mentioned these books before on my Instagram. And The Wretched of the Earth by also Franz Fanon. I can link all of these books that I'm talking about in the description box down below. And one more I'm just going to throw in there is How to Make a Slave. It's a 300-year-old book, but it unmasks the sadistic, gruesome history of the Black family dynamic and the social standing of Black people in the world. And it still relates today, from 300 years ago. I was going to do a reading on my Instagram, but I can do a reading on here of a little excerpt. If you want me to read the excerpt that I specifically want you to read, just comment it below that you would be interested in a reading of that book, and I can post it here on YouTube. Just leave me a comment. And then I also want to throw in some Black children's books as well, because these are few and far in between. Ones that I grew up with, so they're a little beat. So, The Time of the Lion by Caroline Pitcher and Jackie Morris. This is a great one. It has great visuals. I love this book. It looks like it was painted. The images within the book, they look like they were watercolor painted, and I just, you know, having a design background, I look at these things. And then he's got the whole world in his hands. This is a play off of the song. If you know any Negro hymnals, this is one of the hymnals. Like, he's got the whole world in his hands, you know. This is a really great book, and I love this book. It's so cute. And it's by Kadir Nelson. Also, I would highly recommend, if you want to get hip to Black culture, reading up and listening to some Negro hymnals. So the next time that Kanye West plays them, we don't think it's something new that he wrote. Or not we, you. I'm just saying. So yeah, there's some really great ones out there. And Black people don't usually call them Negro hymnals. We just call them church songs. Just for reference. Just saying. But yeah. I just wanted to get this off of my chest. I feel like I still haven't gone deeply, but if you really want to have a chat, actually, I'm not even going to put that out there. I don't want to chat. Not if you haven't done your research. A lot of people have been contacting me, not doing any research, and wanting me to educate them about everything Black while going through this. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. You need to read some books. And people, their comment back was, it's nothing like experiencing the real thing. Well, get a Black friend. And putting it out on Facebook is not how you get a Black friend. I'm just saying. There's Black people everywhere. You can find a friend. And if Black people don't want to be your friend, you should really do some internalizing with that one, because why wouldn't they? You must be doing something. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. So, I hope you guys have a great day. We're going to get back to the plant content soon. And, mwah. Bye.
I'm Black, y'all, and I'm Black, y'all, and I'm blackity black, and I'm Black, y'all, and I'm Black, y'all, and I'm Black, y'all, and I'm blackity black, and I'm Black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, blacker than black, yo, cause I'm Black and I'm back. I'm Black and I'm Black, y'all. I'm blackity black and I'm Black.